All right. Ahoy, me hearties. If you could give me a 5x5 if you are here. I'm not sure. It looks like Foxhole, the UI for Foxhole is different. So I don't know if I set this live stream up properly. I hope so. I should also be on YouTube if you want to leave a comment on YouTube. Let's see. Let me make sure everything looks good. All right. Well, it's working anyways. So I should also be live on Rumble if you prefer Rumble to YouTube, which I do prefer Rumble to YouTube overall, but I really like to screw with YouTube. So you know how fun that is. Let me just make sure that I've got. Okay, it's working on Rumble as well. The only question I have is that on Foxhole, it's showing all of my comments from my last stream that I did. So I don't know what that's about. Anyways, I will be eating during this broadcast. I'm sorry. I have to go to work in like an hour and a half. And I'm hungry. But I got to get some of this information out. So if you're here, give me a 5x5. Let me see. Foxhole has changed so much. It looks so different. I don't like change. I'm just kidding. So anyways, what I'll be eating is pasta. Not that anyone asked, but I'm broke. So I sometimes do like pasta and just like veggies and stuff. My friend had a meet and greet the other night. She had all these like spears where it has like an olive and some pepperoni and like tomato, fresh veggies like tomato. You dip them in ranch. Well, I just got all of those and I just made like a pasta with it. Looks pretty good. But if you can hear me, give me a 5x5. If you can hear me and able to comment. I'm wondering if I set this stream up wrong on the new UI for Pilled. And why do I look so weird always? Hang on 1 second. Is that better? Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about, I don't know if you can see, if you can see behind me, I have a balloon that I got from a meet and greet that I went to this morning at the park. Now, I wouldn't normally campaign for Tim O'Hare very hard. I went really hard against him in the primaries for very specific reasons, strategic reasons, election integrity reasons. Okay. But I took this balloon home because, first of all, I thought it was funny. Secondly, it's kind of cute. Secondly, we got to get Tim O'Hare in the Tarrant County judge position. Deborah Peoples can absolutely not be our Tarrant County judge. And we knew that before the Gateway Pundit article came out. But we're going to talk about that Gateway Pundit article just a little bit, if you don't mind. Tim's just going to hang out over here, if that's cool. Don't be creeped out. He's not that creepy. So, as you know, as we all know, Deborah Peoples has been seriously implicated in a ballot harvesting scheme. Oh, you know what? I just realized I think I'm going up against Trump right now. Whatever. Y'all can watch later. Deborah Peoples, who was previously the Democrat Party chair in Tarrant County and is now running for Tarrant County judge, has been seriously implicated in a massive ballot harvesting scheme. Brian Lupo, who's also CanCon at the Gateway Pundit, released the story. Now, he's based out of Florida, so I have no idea how he got that footage. There have been whispers of stuff like that happening, but nobody came out with that footage. Nobody came out strong. So if you hear people from Texas and in Tarrant County talking about, we all knew about that, no, they didn't. And why didn't they take it to the sheriff if they didn't know about that? Or if they did know about that? But it was an excellent report. We have a strategy to track that. We're going to be open records requesting all of the chain of custody for those ballots and for ballots similar to that from here on out. We've got a game plan to sort of track that stuff. The issue is that after the elections are done, it's very difficult to track everything. They pay everybody in cash when they do stuff like that. So it's very, very difficult to track. So you got to catch it like while it's happening. And if you can't end up catching the actual crimes being committed, you can at least document that the county's not doing a thorough job with these mail-in ballots, which we all already know. But for the Tarrant County judge race, we need to get Tim O'Hare elected, okay? Everyone that you know in Texas, everyone you know in Tarrant County, y'all better be talking about Tim O'Hare for Tarrant County judge. I campaigned against him hard in the primaries, but he's not mad about that. So this is really, really important. The really awkward part of this is that Tim and Deborah were both county party chairs at the same time. Now they're both our choice for Tarrant County judge. They did get along fine when they were both county party chairs, which I don't really like. I don't think they should have gotten along as well. I think that they should. But Tim wasn't on the election integrity train at that point. He wasn't where he's at right now. Tim is the sole reason that Hyder Garcia is our election administrator, and everybody has all these concerns about Hyder's past because he designed the Smartmatic voting machines in Venezuela, and we're all still a little traumatized from watching the Venezuelan military run over protesters who were certain that their elections were messed with. Okay, so There's reason for that, for people's concern. Now, Tim did not solely hire Hyder, but Tim is the reason that our previous elections administrator was fired. And it was an election integrity issue. Tim wanted somebody who was on the ballot appointed to administer part of the election. And the previous elections administrator said, no, send me someone who's not on the ballot. And because he told Tim no, Tim fired him for insubordination. And Hyder was the next on the list. It wasn't like this big conspiracy, oh, Tim and Hyder are working together. Hyder was the next on the list. In fact, the previous elections administrator told me that. He said, no, Hyder was like the next one. Like he was a heavy contender for the position before I got hired. So that's what happened. County Judge Glenn Whitley has endorsed Deborah Peoples because he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is a Democrat that walks and talks, tries to sound like a Republican, but he just can't because he's not. So he endorsed Betsy Price for county judge, who's a total Democrat. And now he's endorsing. Now he shows his true colors now. That instead of Betsy Price was running as a Republican, but she's actually a Democrat. Okay, so Glenn Whitley endorsed her, pretending to be a Republican, LARPing as a Republican. But now that an actual Republican won the nomination for county judge, he's flipped and now he's endorsing Deborah Peoples. So classic. Called it. Saw that coming. All right, I'm gonna take a bite of my pasta. Check it out. Tim has napkins. I thought that was cute. I grabbed some. So, anywho, Glenn Whitley's also the one that goes around saying that our elections are perfect. All of our audits are perfect. So, mismatched numbers, not following the law. That's Whitley's idea of perfect. Hilarious. So the next item that we are going to discuss. So anywho, Tim O'Hare for Tarrant County Judge. You got to do it. He's our nominee. You got to do it. At the end of this, closer to the end, we're going to talk about things that y'all can help us with. And it's really simple stuff. We really got to get his name out there. We got to get people to show up for meet and greets. We need a lot of help spreading the word because the Democrats have a head start with social media, with regular media. You know what I mean? So we gotta try to do more. All right. The next topic that we were going to talk about, I forgot. Oh my gosh. Okay, the Wilco election administrator. This guy is such a jerk. I don't record all of my conversations with Hyder. I don't even have that many conversations. I usually just text him if I have a question, and he usually responds, send it to me in an email. But Hyder's not an asshole, actually. Of all the shit that he's putting up with us, accusing him of fucking with our elections, he's not an asshole about it. You know who is an asshole? Williamson County Election Administrator Chris Davis. Huge asshole. I don't know why. I really don't, because I can be really rude. But listen to this. I'm just going to play a little snippet of our recent conversation. It's about a 30-minute, almost 31-minute conversation. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to try and get to one. I'm just going to try to show you kind of how he speaks to me. Let me see.
Releasing those those records that are within the 22-month time period, it's going to have been at the county legal department.
This is me talking to him. Chris Davis from Williamson County.
To release those, right? So it wouldn't be
their direction. Their direction.
Right.
That's right.
So it's not your decision. Okay. I just want to make sure. Right. And so, are you able to provide me with some of their names?
Wait a minute. This is Tarrant County, Aubrey.
Yes.
Oh, your reputation precedes you, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you.
Now it's a distinct pleasure.
Yes.
And no, my answers up to now have not changed, but now I know who I'm dealing with. Okay, please continue.
I don't hide who I am. I don't have a reason.
Your next question now? Sorry, say again?
I thought, I don't hide who I am. I don't really have a reason.
Now that we've established a sense of familiarity, what's your next question, Aubrey?
Yeah.
Can you repeat, please?
Oh, I just was wondering if you could provide me with the names of the county legal department.
No, I can provide you with the email address. I just did. And I can do it again, PIA_request@wilco.org.
Okay. Is there a reason you're
You'll get,
taking?
you'll get the names from them when you email that.
Okay, great. Do you take issue with the work that I'm doing with my team?
Why would I take issue with any of that?
Okay, I just wonder. It's just a question.
No. It's just an answer.
Right. My reputation precedes me. Do I have a reputation? Could you describe the reputation that I have? Because I try to get honest work. I ask a straight question.
You probably have to put that in a public information request.
It's like a public information request. What reputation you guys have of me?
There you go.
That you guys have. This phone call is being recorded, sir. Is there a reason that you're taking such a bad attitude with me when I've asked very direct questions?
All I've done is provide you with an answer to every question, Aubrey. I'm sorry if you're interpreting that as a bad attitude. I think it's been quite helpful and responsive.
Well, when I ask about you, when you make a comment that I have a reputation, and I ask if you could.
No, well, here's the thing. You just announced your first.
Me, sir. Excuse me, and then I just asked if you could please relay that reputation, and you tell me to Public Information Act request it. That's very mocking. It's very condescending. And this isn't the first discussion we've had where you've been that way towards me, and I have both of them recorded. I'm doing good work.
Aubrey.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good Godspeed to that work.
Yeah. We're making changes. We've definitely made changes in Tarrant County. I'm sure Hyder's let you know.
Change the world, Aubrey.
And
That's him. That's Williamson County election, and it goes on. It goes on. He is he's something else.
And less of a training, but since it's required now, I was wondering if you were aware of anyone that's offering that to make sure that people have everything that they need. Seeing as how they do not require a certificate for poll workers who handle our records and are paid with our tax dollars, but they did throw that hurdle up in front of volunteers who'd like to make sure we understand and have secure elections.
Where was the question in that one, Aubrey? Help me out.
I was wondering if you knew of anyone at the county level that's offering those trainings so that anyone who wants
poll watcher training? No, I'm not aware of any poll watcher trainings.
Okay, we're doing that over here in Tarrant. You might want to take notes.
Fantastic. I may attend.
Yeah. Are y'all producing, I doubt it, are y'all producing polling location cumulative reports?
Polling location, in other words, reports by polling location?
Yes.
Yes, we'll be reproducing polling reports by polling location, or have the ability to generate those, yes.
Okay. And the early vote result tapes, do y'all produce those at any point in time, and when do y'all tend to produce those?
We tend to produce those at Central Count Station.
Okay, and when?
Typically on election night is when a Central Count Station is held.
Okay, so if we open records requested those from 2020 and the subsequent elections that are not within the 22-month time period, you'd be able to make scans of those and provide those digitally?
So he's producing them, at least. He claims he's producing them, so that's a good thing. Hyder wasn't producing them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a huge smartass. Yeah, he's he's always like that when I talk to him. Yeah, it's always exciting. So, Williamson County election administrator is a jerk. Sorry, I'm so sorry I'm being messy with eating. Like I didn't, my pasta's kind of cold now. And so it's like not as, it's kind of it's not as slippery as it was. Isn't that funny? So we're just trying to get information out of a few different counties. When he realized that it was Tarrant County, Aubrey, his whole demeanor changed and he became much more catty. So, but that's okay. If that's the kind of relationship he wants to have, that's fine. He says, my reputation precedes me. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I want to show a video. I don't know if y'all have seen this video yet, but a lot of people have shared it out. And if you wouldn't mind, I believe Captain Keschel and Patrick Byrne and a few other people have shared this video out. Now, this video was compiled and paid for by Susan Valiant, who's one of our local heroes. She does an amazing job. She does her own work, and it's very, very good. So what I'm going to do at this point is play this video. And This is a video that's based on Susan's work analyzing the print tapes from the machines, which will tell you, like,
State Senator Bob
girl,
our elections are too important to not have a system.
Let me just get to it since it wants to play.
A high degree of confidence that the will of the people is being respected. The current system does not do that.
You know how my streams go.
He's looked
I don't have the best technology in the world.
into this issue, and he's exactly right to do so.
So this video is was compiled by Susan Valiant. She has analyzed all of the machine tapes and has done an amazing job. She's found serious.
2020, Gallup polled Americans and found that almost
she has found serious discrepancies.
60% don't have confidence in our election.
All right. She's found serious discrepancies between county level totals and what the Secretary of State has reported. And they are, I mean, when I say serious, I mean like a couple hundred off. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty bad. All right. Let me see if I can get this done. It doesn't seem to be showing. On my stream, it doesn't seem to be actually showing anything. Oh, here it goes. Okay. All right. Now, this is not Senator Hall that's talking on this video. It's the guy that made the video. And he's got a really good voice, but Senator Hall is aware of this, and he's taking this very, very seriously. Bob Hall and Brian Harrison are Bob Hall's a state senator, like at the state senate, and Brian Harrison is a state representative in the state house.
State Senator Bob Hall said that our elections are too important to not have a system that delivers a high degree of confidence that the will of the people is being respected. The current system does not do that. Senator Hall should know. He's looked into this issue, and he's exactly right to do so. In 2020, Gallup polled Americans and found that almost 60% don't have confidence in our elections. In January of 2022, an ABC News poll found that only 20% of the public says it is very confident in the country's elections. In every poll, over 3/4 of our citizens want voter rights. We desperately want secure elections. We're told by some officials that our elections and the audits of our elections are spot on. They tell us that we're using best practices. But are we using best practices? Should we believe that our election results are spot on? We can all agree that if 10 legal individuals cast a vote, then the vote tally should show that 10 individuals voted, right? In Tarrant County, that's not what happened. In the March 1st primary election, the tally by the electronic scanner at the Colleyville Public Library showed a ballot count of 922. With the controller, what's more, the Secretary of State showed the total to be 927. These totals reflect election day voting only. But kind of like doing your taxes, it seems the total depends on whom you ask. Does this give you confidence? Does it feel like election integrity? At the Griffin Poly sub-courthouse, the scanner shows...
Oh my gosh.
The controller shows 441, and the Secretary of State says 483. We see this discrepancy see time and time again in Tarrant County, a red Republican.
All right. So, anywho, we're gonna just go ahead and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's gonna talk about the machine tapes. So I'm kind of this video can be found on my Telegram page, on several of my Telegram page. It's something that you guys need to watch. It's very, very good. She spent her own money doing this, so that's now shared out once again on my Telegram page. And let me this because it's going to jump up. I do not have a computer that can deal with a lot. It's very easily overwhelmed. I'm sorry about that. Now, the other thing to talk about. Okay. VFBI.org. So I'm going to pull this website up once I can get this other YouTube thing to go down. And I'm going to show you what something you can help with on VFBI.org. VoterFBI.org. Anywho, Voter FBI is started by Weston Martinez, and he has helped out with Project Veritas and detaining ballot harvesters in the past. And he's actually helped get a ballot harvester charged. That woman that you hear about down in South Texas that was charged, I believe it was Harris County. That was some of Weston Martinez's work. So we're going to actually go through the Voter FBI again and see if we can track down some of these Tarrant County ballot harvesters, or if you can start tracking them down in your area. And I'm going to show you how we're going to end up doing that, or how we're going to get started anyway. Okay. So if you go to voterfbi.org, okay. This website right here. You just type it in, voterfbi.org, and we've got right here is a tab for investigative reports. Texas is the only state that's being loaded up right now, but if you've got investigative reports that you'd like compiled here, or if there's something that you need investigated, you can send it to info@voterfbi.org. We also have a tab here for constitutional sheriffs and the American philosophy. There's going to be some press appearances where Weston will be speaking about some of the items that he's working on. I don't know. I'm not sure if he has his video loaded yet. So I don't think that doesn't have like anything on it, but we're working on stuff right now that we're going to be sending through the VFBI. Okay. Now, because Weston has experience with ballot harvesters, we are going to use his experience to sort of track down additional ballot harvesters in other counties across the state. And we are going to start, since these elections are already over with, the one that Deborah Peoples had hired the ballot mule for, since the election is already done, we are going to start with open records requests. That's what we're going to do in order to get down to the bottom of what we can. Sometimes the stuff you have to catch it while it's happening. Otherwise, you're left with very little to actually investigate. So That's what we're going to do. We're going to start at the county level, open records requesting all the chain of custody, the application forms, the carrier envelopes, and everything we can for voters aged 65 and over who are automatically sent either the application form or the actual ballot. We're going to determine what's actually going on there. A really good way to start: identify all the nursing and assisted living and retirement homes in your area, and also consult your county voter registration file. And everyone at that address, try to identify them on the registration file. And then what we're going to need to do is do our best to canvass, show up at that location, start asking, say, hey, does this person still live here? Is this person still at this location? We're going to end up needing to do that for apartment homes as well. I grew up in apartment homes. I know the transient nature of people that live in apartment homes. And our voter roll is riddled with duplicate and unlawful registrations in apartment homes. So the way that we're going to end up doing that is, once again, you pick an apartment home, check your county voter roll, go and find all the people that are listed at that address, and go into the office and say, hey, I need to just make sure if these people still live here. If they do not still live here, you go, and if you're in Texas, you go to your county elections administrator or clerk or whatever, or tax registrar, and say, you need to send Form 17-1 to this voter so that you can go through the lawful process of proving that this voter no longer lives at this address. So we do that with nursing homes. We do that with apartment homes. We do that with student housing as well. There's several different things we need to do. So we need to pick the address. We need to compare it to the county voter roll. Then we need to do a physical canvass. That's when, I'm not a huge fan of physical canvassing because it only means so much, but there's context there. And there's reason why Form 17-1, which is what I'm a fan of. I like we have to follow the law. Well, the law says that the county registrar can use Form 17-1 to essentially cure that registration. They'll send them Form 17-1 and say, hey, you still live here? You still a voter? And if the person never responds, then they are put on the suspended voters list. And after 2 federal election cycles, they'll be purged from the list. Now, in that time that they're suspended, if they show up and show their ID to vote, they'll be reinstated. But that doesn't mean that that's still a lawful registration. We need them to respond to Form 17-1 and say, yes, I still live here. And then once they respond to that form, through the mail, then the county should say, hey, okay, great. I'm glad to know you're still alive and kicking. I'm going to need you to show up and show me your ID that shows that you're registered at that location, that you're living at that location. So that's curing the registration. Tom says that's what we had to do here in Maricopa County. Yes. Now, guys, really, it's a pain in the, oh no, there's somebody driving the wrong way on the street. These goofballs. We've got a lot of, I'm in downtown Arlington. We've got a lot of one-way streets and people just can't figure it out. Yeah. Tom, it's a pain in the butt. Really. It really is. But you do have to do it. But you don't want to just go out and blanket canvas, because then you don't have, I know that some people did do that because we don't really have any guidelines for it. But this is the best guideline that I can think of, is to identify the problem areas and focus on those, right? And the problem areas are going to be where they can hide a lot of them. So yeah, apartment homes, nursing homes, retirement homes, student housing, homeless shelters, all of that stuff. So once we identify whether those people even still live there or not, okay, we need to look for those people that are registered at that location but don't live at that location. You make a chart, right? And you take all of those people that are registered here but don't live there, and you look to see if you pull what's called the full voter turnout file. Full voter turnout file is what will tell you whether this person showed up and voted in the last election. It'll tell you whether they voted by mail, whether they voted in person, early voting, or on election day. So if we find that they're registered, but they don't live there, but they cast a mail-in ballot from that location in one of the subsequent elections, those are the application forms and the chain of custodies that we absolutely need to hone in on. Okay. There should be a separate team that's working to identify people who may live at those nursing homes or retirement homes, but who are not competent to be voting, right? You make a note of that, say, no, he didn't even remember what he had for breakfast, right? And make a file of those and then see if they've been turning out to vote. And you open records request those too. Everything from chain of custody, carrier envelopes, the application form. We might even need information from USPS as well to make sure that they were delivered right to the right addresses. Or because the big question is, how are these harvesters obtaining these ballots, right? So they're going up to these old people and they're saying, hey, is all this your info? We'll just sign right here and make sure. And the old people are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's my info. Okay. And they've just signed a ballot. How did that ballot harvester get that ballot? Where did the county send those ballots? So that's what we need. And we're going to need the names, because every time somebody in Texas, every time somebody applies for a ballot and it's approved, a county employee approves that. And every time a ballot is accepted, a county employee accepts it, and there's a log of that. We want their names. Which county employees approved these ballots? Which county employees sent these out? Where did you send them? And which ones accepted them back in? Okay, we're going to map it all out, okay? And we're going to find who's at fault here. We got a big issue with the registrars. Now, in Texas, the way that it works is if your county hasn't created the position of election administrator, then the county clerk is the one who's responsible for administering elections. Let me get my charger. My laptop's going to die soon. Now, and then so the county clerk administers elections, and then there will be a separate registrar who is responsible for the registration rolls, and it's often the tax assessor. Now, if your county has created the position of election administrator, the elections administrator takes on all of the election duties of the county clerk and the registrar, which is normally the tax assessor. Now that's that person's job. So in Tarrant County, it's Hyder's job to maintain the voter rolls. And when you ask him, he goes back and forth and he can't give you a straight answer. And he says, well, some of the information for our voter rolls comes from the Secretary of State. Some of it comes from he has all these reasons why it's not only his responsibility to take care of the voter roll. Okay. Or it's not solely his discretion what's on the voter roll. But we need to hold him to account. And if we need to hire somebody to help him, then that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll motion for that or something somewhere. Okay. So the VFBI is going to be the one taking a lot of that on. The tracking of the ballot harvesters, because Weston has experience with that. He's done that before. He knows how they think. He knows the game. All right. He's tracked the game. It was him and Project Veritas. That Project Veritas footage. That's the woman that Weston helped track. Okay. So, and she was blatant and stupid about it, but that's what they do. They have to get stupid people to agree, because smart people tend to not agree to participate in organized crime. It's typically low IQ people that are like, oh, okay. Not all the time. The people at the top of organized crime, very intelligent. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they're like evil geniuses. You know what I mean? So they go out and they find dumb little grunts to do the actual crimes, right? But they're implicated in conspiracy. That's a big crime. Conspiracy is still a crime. Whether or not you get somebody else to pull the trigger or sign the ballot, conspiracy is a crime. Oh. That's what I wanted to show you from the FBI. No matter what state you're in, if you have information or you suspect ballot harvesting, okay, or suspicious locations, email info@voterfbi.org. Send that info over there. All right. And I misspelled. I'm just so like, I misspelled. How am I misspelling everything? Okay. the last thing one of the last things I was gonna talk about is poll watcher classes. Which ones are worth it? Which ones are not worth it? Okay. Almost anything hosted by the RNC or the RPT, Republican Party of Texas, is not going to be worth it. They are so lazy and clueless as to what's going on, or they're part of it. You know what I mean? They'll never tell you which laws they're breaking, which laws the Secretary of State has authorized to just waive. They'll never tell you what fraud to look for. They want to take control of this, which is why they're starting to offer poll watcher training courses, right? But they just want warm bodies there. They don't want people like us who are going to think, who are going to write numbers down, and who are going to follow through with issues. They don't want that. So they're going to pretend to be training poll watchers for election integrity, but all they're going to do is tell you what you can do, what you can't do, right? And they're going to try to convince you that you're trained up as a poll watcher now. But you're not. They never offered them before because they don't care. It was independent people like Dr. Laura Presley who was training people. She's the one who trained me. I'm only able to do most of this stuff because she trained me. She told me how to start these investigations. All right, Dr. Laura Presley. There are a couple other people, but she's number one. In Texas, Dr. Presley's the one that's been doing this for the longest and taking it as seriously as it needs to be taken, and identifying the true issues that the Secretary of State is a big problem. All right. And she's good friends. She's friends with Weston Martinez. So there will be other trainings coming out. I have a training, but there are other organizations that are putting out trainings that are easier to attend because they're like online and they're good. So if there's an organization out there that's called, I think, the Texas for America First. If you see those trainings, jump onto that. Okay. Because that's going to be a good one. All right. So Texas for America First, good. GOP led trainings, like from the actual party, not that good. Not that good. Very, very basic. But these other like private groups that are doing poll watcher training, it's good. All right. There's something out there, that's going around, and I'm sorry, but if it's like the party chair of the Republican Party of a Democrat run city, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do. They've let their city be run over. Okay. I do not recommend taking poll watchers trainings. I do not recommend wasting your time with poll watcher trainings that are hosted by the Republican Party of Texas. Okay. Party chairs for the Republican Party of Texas, or anybody that's come in from the RNC, from the national group that was sent in by Ronna McDaniel. I do not recommend you wasting your time. You can feel free if you'd like to. If you'd like to just learn everything and see everything, that's totally understandable. That's actually pretty smart if you want to do that. But if you don't have that much time, I'd recommend going to a Dr. Laura Presley training if you can get into one. If you see the opportunity for Texas for America First trainings, get into that one. Even if it's virtual, get into that one. And then, if I do trainings, then I'll let y'all know if I'm going to do one, and y'all can jump into that too. But those are going to be the three most informative. Okay. So those are the only ones that I recommend. Dr. Laura Presley, Texas for America First, and my own trainings when I do them. Okay. So I wanted to make that clear. Jump on board any Texas for America First, or if you've got, it'll be in your state too, like your state for America First. Those trainings, jump on those, okay? Because those are thorough. Those are thorough, from what I hear. They're like Virginia for America First. They started theirs in 2021. And the last thing is what you can do to help. Okay? Do what you can do to help. We need y'all to put your money where your mouth is. Sometimes that means donations. Not all the time. Most of the time, it's showing up to events. most of the events that we all go to are free. Some of them cost money to put on, and we try to make them fun, like my event on October 1st, okay, in Midlothian, Texas, Patriots versus Traders. You can sign up at scotagraphics@gmail.com, SCOTA graphics@gmail.com, RSVP with your name and number of attendees. $25 a ticket, 2 tickets for $45. You pay cash at the door because Chase Bank canceled our payment processing, so we can't do the online payments anymore. But this event is going to be great. We've got Weston Martinez from the Voter FBI, Jameson Ellis, we got Captain Keschel, and we're going to have barbecue. We're going to have a live performance of the national anthem at 5, a preview of some poll watcher training courses, okay? Every ticket comes with a free plate of barbecue, so please share this out, all right, and help me bring people out to this event, all right? It's just $25 for one of our tickets. Other events are a lot more expensive, and other events are free. Show up to as many free events as you can. Okay, please. Meet and greets. Show up. If you can help block walk, organize block walking parties where you're going door to door, knocking on the door. If people don't answer, most of the time they don't answer. Then you just leave a little door hanger there for the candidates. What we do, I have them in the car. What we do is we do packets. So let me show you this. This is what we do. Okay, these are clear bags. And then we have multiple flyers for different candidates. And we put them all in the bag. And then we go and we drop these bags off at the door. Now, myself, because I don't have a precinct chair in my neighborhood, and I usually just kind of like I go live randomly, I'll just be like, oh, I'm going block walking, and I'll just go block walking. So I don't usually knock on the doors. If people are out front, I will start talking to them. But what I'll do is I'll put the door hanger on the doors and move to the next door. Now, if you're limited on door hangers, you can sign up for one of the big campaigns and they'll give you a map. They'll email you like a map of all of the Republican houses. You can go just to those. But seeing as how I live right next to the college, there's not a whole lot of like hard Republicans over here. So I'm out there trying to convert. Like I'm out there trying to save souls. Okay. So I talk to everybody, you know, and a lot of people are pretty cool about it. Well, a lot of people don't want to deal with the Democrats anymore, but they don't understand that like everybody's Republican. They don't understand that like young people, foreigners, poor people, everybody can be Republican because we're actually the party of the people and the working class, business, right? And liberty. That's actually us. Constitutionalism. That's actually our party. So the Democrat Party is the party of division, racism. They always have been. And I really like to point that out. I mean, when you start to really spell it out, it depends on how you say it, but people get it. They see it. You know, Democrats, they've really overplayed their hand. But if you don't go out there and look at people, another thing you can do, if you don't go out there and look at people and talk to them directly, sometimes you have to make people say things and make people acknowledge things before they'll change their mind. Otherwise, they'll keep fooling themselves forever, right over a cliff. So one of the other things you can do, one of the last things that I'll ask is to, when you come to events and you decide, you know what, I want to help, I want to bring more people out to events, I want to create a more unified front, right? Not only show up, but share the event out and say, hey guys, I'm going here. Y'all want to meet me up there? It's going to be real fun. It's going to be fun. You're going to meet cool people. There's cute chicks. There's cute guys. Okay. There's smart people. There are wealthy people. There are business people. There are interesting people. Funny people. Okay. Spiritual people. You're going to meet a lot of cool people coming out. With some people have really great stories. Like Andy Wynn. I'll show you. I got some Andy Wynn themed chapstick. Oh, Andy Wynn themed chapstick. So I got that for my ex-husband. He goes through chapstick like like a woman, but he works in a sometimes part of the time in a temperature controlled environment. So he needs a lot of chapstick. So, but that's something that we really need help with. Share the events out, show up to the events, and invite somebody. Okay, invite your friend, invite your buddy. Balsamic vinegar. Invite your buddy at work. Invite the chick you think is cute, right? You know what chicks like? Chicks like activism, right? They won't admit that, but they do. They like conservative activism. That's what chicks like. Chicks like election integrity. Chicks like men are going to show up and get something done. And even if the men don't know what they're going to do, they're just going to show up and learn about what they can do. And it might take the men a few days to decide. Let's mull it over and see what I'm going to do. That's fine. Take a few days, take a couple weeks to see where you might fit in, and then start helping. Then start working. Chicks love that. They love it. All right. They really respond to that. Okay. So I'm telling you, that's what and I'm also going to say this. Let me say this. Chicks are really tired of having to pick up the reins here. All right. You do not want women running this place. Okay. The women don't want women running this place. We want men running this place. All right. Oh, we need a unified front. All right. And for all the candidates that you didn't support in the primaries, like I didn't support Tim in the primaries, that's our nominee. All right. He's our best shot at securing Tarrant County as a red county and addressing all of the issues, the crime, the tax rates, election issues, all kinds of stuff. All right. So Abbott's another example. We didn't endorse Abbott, but that's our nominee. We got to get him over Beto. It's sad. We got to do a better job next primary. And he likely will be primaried again. But that's our nominee right now. So we need it. We got to get Abbott in there. So one of our county commissioners pointed out, our county commissioner candidate, Andy Wynn, pointed out the average, time in office for county commissioners, county judges, for us in Tarrant County and Dallas County, it's like 20 years. Our current county judge, Glenn Whitley's been in there for like 20 something years and nobody likes him. But the thing is that the name recognition gets them reelected. Incumbents have a huge head start. So it's very, very important that we take this as seriously as possible. Okay. So, hey, what's up, Matt 1776? Stax said, that's exactly how you get cooties. How? Which part? I just pulled back up into Foxhole. How do you get cooties? Anywho. Oh, by inviting chicks out? Yeah, true. It's true. So, yeah, we have to get these fools elected, We've got to form a unified front. The one thing that the stupid Democrats do is they don't question one another. I'm not saying that we don't question one another. Our primaries are vicious, absolutely vicious. Like I went hard against this guy. And everyone sees me walking out with his balloon and they're just like, are you okay, Aubrey? I'm like, uh-huh. He's our nominee. What are we going to do? So, yeah, we need this to happen. We have to take back control of our state, and we have to start at the county level. All right. So whatever county y'all are in, support your conservative candidates. Okay. It sucks right now if some of them are not on the election integrity train. But I really think, oh yeah. Ask them. So Captain Keschel had this thing that was like the contract with America too. Ask if they'll sign that, if they'll pledge to support those topics. Okay. Tim O'Hare is reviewing it and I'm trying to see if he'll sign it. But other issues you have with them too. Ask them, hey, what are you going to do about this? Now, if there are, again, showing up to events, if there are more people at these events and these meet and greets, it puts more pressure on them. The more people there, and you start asking them these questions, make them say that they're going to take care of the county. Make them say they're going to do this and that. Okay, make them say it in front of as many people as possible. So bring people out, show up. We had a meet and greet this morning at a little park over by us in Arlington. It was so cute. It was such a nice setting. Now it was hot as hell because it's Texas, okay? And, but soon it'll be cool and we can spend all day out there. So, that's what we can do. Again, send any info you have or suspect about ballot harvesting from any county in any state to info@voterfbi.org. And Weston's going to be compiling that. He's going to be working on that. Okay. Again, with the poll watcher trainings, I don't recommend anything from the GOP, the Republican Party of Texas, or the RNC as a whole. I don't trust Ronna McDaniel. I don't trust her. Oh, sorry. Romney McDaniel. I don't trust her. I do recommend Dr. Laura Presley's trainings if you're in Texas. She's a Texas person. Texas for America First, or Your State for America First, if you see that coming out. And my trainings. I do some decent trainings. Hey, what's up, our cloaked unseen world? What are you doing? So I'm about to end this because I got to get ready. I got to go into work in about an hour, 45 minutes. So thank you guys for watching. If you're in Texas, if you're in Tarrant County, we need to elect Tim O'Hare. If you're in Texas, we got to start showing up to our events, start showing solidarity, unified front, invite all your friends out. Invite your independent friends out. Tell them there's hot chicks at this event or there's hot dudes at this event. I say that all the time. I tell my friends that all the time to the point where they know that when I say that, they're like, oh, it's a political event. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get them out there. Now they feel bad about not coming to the political events because I'm a metalhead. So like all of our friends are like metalheads and they tend not to be super political. Now they will rock political themes in the songs, but being openly partisan for one party, that's not super trendy in the metal scene. But they are messaging me about stuff. So I know that their minds are changing. And as soon as I finish my candidate slate, I'm sending it to all of them. And I have a high degree of confidence that at least 70% of the people that I suggest to them, they'll vote for. If not 100%, at the very least, at least 70%. But I'm going to try to go for 100. I'll be like, we don't do straight ticket voting, but you could do me a solid and vote for all of these people. You'll have helped save our country. They thank me privately for the work that I'm doing and say, I can't be, this or that. I can't. Some metalheads are like me. They don't care. We've been bashing on Antifa for years. So we're real cool. But like the promoters, they try to stay neutral. But they have opinions. And sometimes I'm the only one that they can share that with. Our Cloaked Unseen asks, what kind of real life work do you do? I do a few different things. But I'm about to go into my work at a restaurant. I work at I serve tables at a nice restaurant. Making the money. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast. Probably not the smartest thing to go up against Trump. I think he has a rally right now, but I didn't know. I didn't think about it. So thank you guys very, very much. Oh, one very last thing. This is the coolest thing. Okay, hang on a second. Somebody, a patriot who shall remain unnamed. Okay. Oh man, hang on. Let me find this. Has donated has donated a gold coin. Let me show you this. Now, this is a 1/10 of a gold coin, okay? And it has, and it shows from Canada, right? But it's gold. This coin is worth about $130 or so. It's like 1/10 of an ounce or so. And you know me, all right? I'm a big proponent of the gold standard. I'm a pirate. I don't like crypto. I like solid gold doubloons. Somebody donated a freaking doubloon. Okay, it's not actually a doubloon because it's a 1/10 of a gold Canadian coin. We're going to be doing a raffle. Okay, we're gonna get a case for this. Okay, and it's going to have a certain theme on it, and I'm probably going to make it sort of like a international sort of a theme. We're going to put a little insert in the case that will represent liberty. And we're going to do a raffle. And we don't know about the price of the tickets yet, but you buy tickets. You can buy as many as you want. And we're going to set the time frame. And it'll end on one day. And we'll do a drawing. And whoever wins the drawing will win this coin. And the insert will have a thank you and a representation of liberty. And it's not just American liberty, because as goes America, so goes the free world. Okay. So this is really, really cool. Like, this is really cool. This patriot wants to remain unnamed, but they have donated a gold coin for a raffle to raise funds for Taking Back Texas, some of the events that we're doing, some of the items, because we really don't collect a lot of money. We really don't. Sometimes we get donations in there, and it's wonderful. But that's what this is specifically for. She says, they said, I would like to help you raise money for what you're doing, to show my, and it's just one of the coolest things that I've never had anybody do anything like this. This is so cool. So I'm really excited. We're going to start this raffle soon. We just need the case and to design the little insert. Okay. And it's going to be a beautiful little insert. Again, it's going to represent liberty, not just limited to America, not just limited to Texas, not just limited to America. It's going to represent liberty for all the minds of all men. Okay. So thank you. I wanted to talk. That's a really nice little note to end this broadcast on. Stay tuned for the raffle for this gold coin. Are you excited? Because I am. I don't have the gold coin with me yet, but I want it. I want it. I want to buy tickets myself for the raffle. I'm going to buy tickets for my own raffle. So, yes, it's going to be very, very nice. Very nice little raffle. So, thank you guys. And I hope y'all have a good day. I'm going to get a cup of coffee and then and get my go press my clothes for work. Okay. Bye.